Hello, this is Paul from RankWyz, and today's RankWyz Daily is on the topic of interlinking. How to effectively interlink properties within your network. If you're doing SEO long enough, of course you know what RankWyz is. Years and years ago, someone discovered that if you link properties, a few properties in the order that links are pointing in one direction, and you close the circle, close the loop, so it will be a very easy and effective abuse of Google algorithm. Every link passes so-called link juice on authority, and if you chain them together, so it would continuously build in and passing the authority from the circle and circle. So it was so effective that properties including RankWyz was just jumping to the first page and literally in no time. Google quickly fixed the problem, and they spent a lot of effort convincing everyone, so that not only convincing, I'm pretty sure they fixed it. And they have an algorithm of detecting RankWyz or interlinking small group of properties, and they punish sites for using the scheme. And if you ask me, should you, let's say, interlink small group of sites, let's say if you're a PBN, of course the answer would be no. But the bigger the network, the more random interlinking within the network is, the harder it is to detect. And let's say if you do have, let's say, 200, 500 block Web 2 block network, it is almost impossible to detect the connection if you do it random. And in the same time, it's still extremely effective way of boosting the aggregated authority, aggregated value, like SEO, the authority of the properties within the network. So continuously boosting the interlinking them and pointing in random direction from one property to another. And in my opinion, this strategy is completely unutilized by anyone who's building the network. So it's not really a major topic of the backlinking strategy and building authority, so that I decided to cover it and how you can achieve this in RankWyz. When we build our high authority networks, we almost always use interlinking. So in RankWyz, you can do it in two ways. First of all, when let's start with link profile. So the link profile is that the place where you can, this is the how you define your links. And we always refer to link profile. So when it comes to the regards of your own links, so like pointing to your sites, or might be authority links. Let's look at how to create a link profile for interlinking your properties. So I'll open this link profile, and you see that there are no primary keywords. There are a whole bunch of secondary keywords. But when I scroll to URLs, so it's not using URLs, it's not using authority URLs, it's used RankWyz network. So it uses anchors from the top and URLs from the pre-existing RankWyz network. So if I say generate preview, you can see it creates random. So if you can see status bar, it creates random random links with the anchor is specified. Of course, you can make it more. Let's do it 100%. There it is. So 100% secondary keywords. So you can create a lot of naturally looking themed links that are pointing to the random properties within the network. Now, when I create a submission, let's go to one of the networks I have, and we will create a submission. So whether you do posting of your links, or might be you just need to do extra content, you always have an option include interlinking. So you create a submission, you scroll down, you can see the option after link settings, auto interlinking. So there are variation, there are pretty broad configuration. You can see that how many the percentage of the post will include interlinking, link profile, link templates, and the placement. So this is default settings, but you can specify your custom link profile. You can see that by default it will include 5 URLs random, using page titles of those URLs at the bottom of the page, at the bottom of the post. And if you use our shared networks, you often see that, like, in addition to your link, there is a snippet at the bottom that says more buzz or read more. You also have a scope. You can define that how the system select properties. It would be either scope of the network or the scope of the project. All blogs within the project or all blogs within the network. You can use default settings, or you can create pretty cool templates using link templates. Let's say this is the one you always see if you this is what I refer, like, when it comes to the shared networks. More buzz about home business, and you can see that it looks like if you put it in the bottom of the article, it's pretty common to any blogs to have a snippet at the bottom. So now we added artificial that added to the Web 2 blogs and effectively interlink your blogs. So let's say if in this case I will use my home business profile I just created, and I use template more buzz, and I'll put it at the bottom. That will be exactly what I mentioned. So at the beginning, at the bottom, will say more buzz about, and it will be good titles, relevant titles, all about, let's in my case, home business, and links are pointing randomly to properties within your network. So there is another way. If you often create submissions and you don't really want to do it all the time, so you can put your interlinking profile right on the content mill. Let's say I will use, I don't know, demo. So it just uses some topics. Let's say I'm going to be using this content all the time for the some specific network, and I will always include interlinking. So you can do it right on the content mill. Say links, including links, and you have pretty much same settings. Let's say home business, more buzz, the bottom. So you have other placements, random, after random sentence, after random paragraph, top. That's it. If you include it in the content mill, then every time you use the content, when system creates this type of content, it will always have already included interlinking at the bottom of the page, whether you're going to post on your content, like you can decide what kind of links you post and all stuff, but this content will always pre-include links before you even create a submission. So I paused the video, I saved the settings and restarted content bucket, and now you see it's created a new set of articles. Well, it's not related topic because it's snoring, but this is demo content bucket, and see how article looks now. Right at bottom says more buzz about home business, and all the relevant links going out to the properties within the network. Well, of course, if it will be properly connected, it will be more buzz about snoring. In link template, you can use, so I'll go back to the link profiles. This is how template looks. Pretty simple. You can see tags used, and the more buzz about primary, you can use more buzz about, like this is a tag for the primary keyword. Since I didn't provide all, it only had one keyword primary, a home business. So that's why you always see more buzz about primary. Would it have more keywords on the primary? It will be every time says more buzz about internet business, more buzz about home business, and somewhat. And I have simple list of 5 links. That's simple, and this is how you create effective interlinking of your properties. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for using RankWyz, and looking forward for your feedback and suggestions in our Facebook group. Have a good day.